Many people still believe that major brands like CVS, Macy's, or Walgreens will always exist. However, reality is changing rapidly and with great concern. Retail giants that once dominated the American market are now facing the risk of collapse in a very short time. It's not just a few isolated names. An entire wave of major retail chains is standing on the brink of survival. The doors of familiar shopping destinations may close permanently. This would leave a significant void in the daily lives of millions of people. Why is this happening? The retail industry is undergoing a profound crisis. Multiple factors are simultaneously creating unprecedented pressure. If not recognized early, many people will be shocked to face a completely new reality. No place to buy essential daily necessities. Below is a list of 10 major retail chains at risk of disappearing from your neighborhood in the near future. These are not just alarming numbers. They are a clear warning of a change approaching very soon. Comment 1 if you're interested in this topic, and don't forget to subscribe and like to support us. Number 10. SaveMart. Imagine a Saturday morning in Central California. Residents drive to their familiar store but find only an empty parking lot and a for lease sign on the window. SaveMart has vanished. With over 200 stores in California and Nevada, SaveMart was once a vital destination for millions of working-class and middle-class families, especially in rural and low-income areas. For over 70 years, this chain grew in places where Walmart or Target hesitated to set foot. Yet, SaveMart is gradually losing ground. In late 2023, its parent company was sold to a private equity fund. Since then, aggressive restructuring has taken place. Staff cuts, closure of underperforming locations, and price strategy adjustments. But instead of recovering, this has caused customers to lose trust. They are switching to cheaper supermarkets or shopping online to save money. SaveMart lacks the scale to compete on price. It also lacks the technology to keep up with Amazon Fresh. High operating costs, ongoing inflation, and increasingly thin profit margins are taking a toll. In early 2025, average store revenue dropped by more than 18% in just 2 years, a deeply alarming figure. Worse still, many communities heavily rely on SaveMart. In dozens of small towns, it's the only store within a 10-kilometer radius. If it closes, residents must travel far, spend more on gas, and lose time. This is a significant burden for the elderly, those without cars or low-income households. The question is not just whether SaveMart can survive. It's whether America is gradually letting small and medium-sized retail chains disappear. They are too small to beat Walmart and too traditional to surpass Amazon. When they vanish, who will pay the price? Number 9. Best Buy. Once America's leading technology showroom, Best Buy, was where people went to experience new TVs or laptops or test high-end sound systems. But today, ask your friends or family, when was the last time they stepped into a Best Buy? Most likely, no one remembers clearly. Foot traffic is declining, and revenue is plummeting. In the 2023 fiscal year, Best Buy's sales dropped by more than 10%. Net profit fell by a staggering 32%. The COVID-19 pandemic permanently changed shopping habits. Consumers now make a few clicks, compare prices, and order online. This has made Best Buy's technology showroom model increasingly outdated. The pressure doesn't stop there. Amazon continues to exert relentless competition. With fast delivery, low prices, and vast inventory, Amazon outpaces Best Buy, which is burdened by costs for rent, utilities, and staff. Customers visit Best Buy to see a Dell laptop in person, then order it on Amazon for a few dozen dollars less. The consumer electronics market is also stagnating. In 2024, sales of TVs and laptops declined for the first time in 5 years. The smartphone market has reached saturation. Consumers are keeping devices longer and upgrading less frequently. All of this adds to Best Buy's struggles. Many stores are quietly closing in California, Illinois, and New York. The direct retail model, once a pillar, is now being left behind by a new generation. They've grown up with TikTok, Amazon, and one-day delivery. They no longer care about visiting a store to try products. Best Buy isn't just facing declining sales, it's witnessing the obsolescence of an entire retail model. The bigger question is, what will happen to similar chains? To the tens of thousands of workers in tech retail? To the human experience, when is touching and feeling products replaced by a flat, cold, and emotionless screen? This isn't just Best Buy's story. It's the story of an America that's changing, and not everyone can keep up. Number 8. Dollar General. Once a critical lifeline in rural America, where there were no supermarkets or pharmacies, Dollar General provided essential items for just a few dollars. But now, that lifeline is weakening significantly. As of early 2025, the chain operates over 19,000 stores across the United States, more than McDonald's, Starbucks, and Walmart combined. However, this massive scale has become a burden. In 2023, its stock plummeted by over 50%. The CEO resigned, profits shrank, and inventory surged. More alarmingly, theft and violence have surged at stores. In Ohio, Georgia, and Alabama, hundreds of robberies and assaults have occurred at stores with only 1 or 2 employees, no security, and outdated surveillance systems. In October 2023, OSHA fined Dollar General over $21 million for workplace safety violations, a record penalty in the retail industry. Rapid expansion has led to a lack of control. Stores are understaffed, products are damaged, shelves are disorganized, and expiration dates are unclear. Communities that once relied on Dollar General are gradually losing trust. Dollar General isn't just a struggling company, it's a warning. If this chain collapses, millions of low-income people in areas with no other options will face a genuine crisis. A breakdown in basic supply chains could lead to profound economic and humanitarian consequences. Below is a condensed version, retaining full content and a tone suitable for AI narration. Number 7. Rite Aid. A sad reality is unfolding in America. Familiar pharmacies, once a lifeline during the pandemic, are gradually disappearing. Rite Aid is a prime example. Once the third largest pharmacy chain in the nation, with over 4,600 stores at its peak, by early 2025, only about 1,700 stores remain. In late 2023, Rite Aid officially filed for bankruptcy. This led to thousands of job losses and left many communities without a pharmacy within dozens of kilometers. Part of the cause stems from lawsuits related to opioid painkillers. The U.S. Department of Justice accused the company of illegally dispensing hundreds of millions of pills, contributing to the opioid crisis, which claims over 100,000 lives annually. Rite Aid is grappling with $3 billion in debt, forcing it to sell assets and close hundreds of stores. But the issues go beyond legal troubles. While competitors like CVS and Walgreens heavily invest in digital healthcare, Rite Aid has been slow to innovate. It clings to an outdated model, failing to meet modern demands like home delivery or integrated care. The greatest impact is on people. Many rural and suburban areas now lack any pharmacy. The elderly and chronic illness patients must travel dozens of kilometers to get medication. For them, this isn't just an inconvenience, it's a threat to their lives. Rite Aid's collapse is more than a bankruptcy. It's a wake-up call. When the last stores close, it may be too late to realize what we've lost. Number 6. Nordstrom. Once a symbol of luxury and stability in American retail, Nordstrom is now gradually losing its standing. The question is no longer about how well the business is doing. It's whether this brand is quietly retreating from the market, unnoticed by many. The high-end service model, once a strength, has become a burden. Post-pandemic consumers are spending cautiously, prioritizing convenience over luxury. The fourth quarter 2024 report shows Nordstrom's revenue dropped 41% compared to the same period last year. Its net profit margin is only 15%, the lowest in over a decade. Nordstrom Rack, the discount arm expected to be a lifeline, has also underperformed. The company is stuck between luxury and affordability, failing to attract a clear customer base. Consumers no longer favor in-store shopping experiences. Everything now happens on phones, browsing, buying, and returning. Despite investing in e-commerce, Nordstrom lags behind Amazon, Target, and Shein. In an era where speed and low prices dominate, the premium model feels extravagant and hard to sustain. In 2024, over 15 stores closed, including prominent locations in San Francisco, Portland, and Minneapolis. Malls are losing anchor tenants, impacting the entire surrounding ecosystem. The reality is, while the Nordstrom name still appears on some storefronts, the internal decline is evident. Fewer staff, excess inventory, and frequent promotions. It's a quiet but unmistakable downturn. If even Nordstrom is struggling, what does this mean for the future of traditional retail? Can they turn things around, or will they become the next iconic name to vanish from the American market? The answer is coming soon. Number 5. Macy's. For decades, Macy's has been etched into the minds of American consumers. It's a familiar name, a department store giant, and a symbol of tradition and holiday splendor. But times have changed. Today, few can imagine that this iconic brand is now teetering on the edge of disappearing before our eyes. While we can still picture Macy's stores bustling during the holiday season, the reality behind the scenes tells a far darker and bleaker story. Declining revenue and major shifts in shopping habits are forcing Macy's to fight for survival. So, what exactly is happening to Macy's? The downfall of this once mighty chain isn't just the story of a struggling brand. It's a symptom of a retail revolution unfolding beneath our feet. Although Macy's maintains a physical presence in many shopping centers across the country, how long can that last? Sales continue to decline, store closures are accelerating, and customers are flocking to online platforms. All signs point to a grim future. Without bold, transformative action, Macy's risks becoming a cautionary tale, proof that even legendary names aren't immune to the forces reshaping retail. Recent reports show Macy's revenue fell by over 5% in the past year, a significant loss for a company of its size. But that's just the tip of the iceberg. The deeper issue lies in the company's inability to adapt to changing consumer preferences. As Americans increasingly turn away from traditional malls and toward e-commerce giants like Amazon and Walmart, Macy's has struggled to keep up. Meanwhile, the cost of maintaining a vast network of physical stores and the workforce to operate them has become a crushing financial burden. What lies ahead for Macy's? Can it evolve fast enough to stay relevant? Or will it join the ranks of once famous brands that faded into history under the weight of digital disruption? In the coming months, Macy's faces a pivotal choice: continue down a path of stagnation and irrelevance or reinvent itself to survive. The future of a beloved American icon hangs in the balance. Number 4. CVS. After nearly 60 years, CVS, America's largest retail pharmacy chain, faces an uncertain future. Today, as consumers shift to ordering prescriptions online and using telehealth, visiting a CVS store for medication or pharmacist advice is becoming outdated. Companies like Amazon aren't just competing. They're dismantling the very model CVS relied on to grow. According to Morning Consult, nearly 40% of Americans have purchased medication online, a clear trend. CVS isn't only pressured by changing consumer habits. It's also grappling with cost challenges. Declining foot traffic, rising operating costs, and climbing wages make maintaining thousands of stores nationwide a burden. Despite efforts to invest in digital services and home delivery, CVS is falling behind in the race for digital transformation. As newer, more agile competitors emerge, the question is, how long can CVS hold on? Will the familiar shelves and neighborhood stores still exist in 5 or 10 years? The answer, unfortunately, is leaning toward pessimism. Number 3. Walgreens. Walgreens stores, once lit up all night, are now fading away. By late 2024, over 700 locations closed, mainly in high-cost, high-crime states like California, Oregon, New York, and Illinois. The reasons go beyond finances. In the last fiscal year, Walgreens reported a loss of nearly $6 billion, the worst in its history. To cut losses, they've closed stores, laid off 10% of corporate staff, and sold stakes in joint ventures. But the trouble runs deeper. Consumer habits are shifting. People order medication online more and visit stores less. Meanwhile, a severe pharmacist shortage leads to long lines, frustrated customers, and declining revenue. Pharmacist strikes in 2023 and 2024 worsened the situation, highlighting overwork, low pay, and inefficient prescription systems. Public trust has noticeably eroded. More concerning, many closed stores are in low-income or rural areas, where residents rely entirely on nearby pharmacies for essential medications, vaccines, and basic healthcare. With over 8,600 stores, Walgreens won't vanish immediately, but each layoff and closure brings America's retail pharmacy sector closer to a quiet collapse. If a giant like Walgreens is struggling, what does this mean for smaller pharmacies? Number 2. Costco. Costco, with its bustling warehouse model and over $240 billion in revenue in 2024, has long been seen as a retail fortress. However, subtle changes are emerging. Costco operates over 870 stores globally, but signs of decline are appearing. Costco relies on two pillars: high sales volume and membership fees, ranging from $60 to $120 annually. But in tough economic times, nearly a quarter of former members have canceled or not renewed their memberships. Younger generations like Gen Z and millennials are shifting to online shopping and convenience stores that don't require fees, exposing Costco's weakness. The cost of maintaining massive stores and logistics systems is rising, especially with soaring transportation and fuel costs. Costco's profit margin, around 2.5%, is fragile in the face of economic shocks. Costco has also neglected e-commerce, while competitors like Amazon and Walmart heavily invest in online sales. Although Costco has tested delivery through Instacart, the service isn't competitive enough. If it doesn't adapt quickly, Costco risks losing younger customers and serving only traditional shoppers. This would deprive consumers of a key affordable option. Number 1. McDonald's. McDonald's, a global symbol of convenience and affordability, is facing challenges. The chain is closing numerous stores, particularly in low-income neighborhoods where it was once a go-to spot. Rising prices are the main culprit. For example, a Big Mac combo in the US now costs $13, up nearly 40% from 2019. This makes a trip to McDonald's an expensive choice for many families. Beyond prices, McDonald's faces declining sales due to rising crime and labor shortages in major cities. Some stores have reduced hours or closed because they can't find enough staff. Automation, with kiosks and machines replacing workers, has made the experience feel less personal, especially for older customers and children. Competition from rivals like Chick-fil-A and convenience stores is eroding McDonald's market share. When prices are no longer affordable and the experience feels less friendly, McDonald's risks losing loyal customers. This could signal the decline of a fast food icon. It's not just about financial losses. Deep shifts in consumer behavior, technological disruption, and economic pressures are at play. To be clear, this list isn't meant to predict the certain demise of these companies. Instead, it serves as a wake-up call, a warning of troubling trends taking shape. Now, ask yourself, what will you do if you wake up one day and find your neighborhood store permanently closed? Where will you go to buy medicine, groceries, or basic household goods without driving dozens of miles? Or worse, are we entering an era where access to essential goods becomes a privilege, not a given?